Good morning, church. I have a couple things to go over with this morning. First of all, I want to thank God for waking us today. Yesterday was gorgeous, and I hope that many of you got out and were able to soak in some of the vitamin D that God had blessed us with yesterday. It was a beautiful, beautiful day, and I am so grateful and blessed to be woke up this morning by God's grace. Yesterday, it gave me an opportunity to go around and talk to some of the elders and some of the leaders of our community with regards to some of the stuff that's going on. It was told to me because people have to understand, I don't pay attention to the news like that. I do not make the news my priority because I know how corrupt our media industry is. With that being said, I had people come to me yesterday from that follow me and value my ministry and my counsel, and told me that Donald Trump had confessed to never even opening a Bible. And this is a problem when you're a leader of the Christian of the Christian New Free World, which is what we are supposed to be here in America. Okay, we're supposed to be the leaders of the international world. And how can you be that and you're not studying the Bible that you're telling everybody else to study? You're hollering hallelujah, but you're not doing things that represent that lifestyle, which is one of the reasons people have a problem with Donald Trump, because they think he's just really a big hypocrite. There's some of the actions that he's committed to that a lot of people are telling, hey, this isn't lining up. And I'm one of those people. I had someone yesterday come to me and holler, well, you're getting awfully loud. You must not be able to do nothing. You're probably the one person that would get their butt whooped and all this and that. Well, hold on a minute. Let me tell you. I have a record. I had to have people remind me of who I am. There are times I've stood up against people that bench pressed and lifted weights in prison for years and whooped that tail. So it doesn't matter how big and strong you are or how long you've worked out. If you don't have the common sense or the training necessary in order to fight, you're not going to win with somebody my size. And I'm not trying to be funny here, but I've seen people that are in my gym that are 30 years older than me that would whoop some of these young bucks that are out here. You've seen that over and over again within the media. That is the one thing they've been honest about. So pay attention when you see people that go to the gym constantly. Sometimes the squeaky wheel is the only one that gets oiled. And I had to tell somebody that yesterday after listening to that conversation. Some people run their mouth and they can't fight or defend themselves, and that's righteous. But when you've been caught and gained a reputation because people have watched you fight young bucks who spent years lifting weights in juvenile hall in prison, now we've got another thing to talk about. So before you run your mouth to me, make sure you've done your footwork on your investigation. That's number one. Number two, the other thing I want to talk about is I want people to take a look around you and see and pay attention to the people that are holding your hand. Are they helping you row your boat, or are they drilling holes in it so that you can sink? Because you've got people that will come on board and will try to slit your throat because they love what you've got. They're not necessarily there to support you. They're there studying you so they can take over your position and overthrow you. So remember this. When you walk day to day, you've got people that are totally loyal that just one day snap and say, I'm not supporting them anymore. I'm going to take everything I learned from them and become their competition. Those are the people that you need to watch out for. Not everybody who is in your corner is there for sure. And in saying this, I've purposely witnessed people from Department of Health and Human Services who pretend to be on your side while they're plotting to steal your kid from you. This happened to me, okay? So that there's no confusion. I literally watched while Social Security caught Michigan Department of Health and Human Services taking somebody's Social Security number and their identification and passing it out so people could identity theft them. Now, remember when the texting happened, when they got caught by Ted Cruz, Senator Ted Cruz from Texas, with the one text. It started with one text that got caught, and now it's a habit for everybody because everybody was doing it. It just took that long for them to get caught. So when you find one, that's smoke. And usually where you find smoke, there's fire. I have caseloads. So they're hollering, oh, it's just a couple isolated incidents, when really it's not. These guys have been doing this for a long time. So those of you who are confused and thinking that ICE is targeting legal people, they're really not. These people have stolen people's identities, and ICE has confirmed that. That's why they're going after these guys. They're actually not legal. So pay attention to this, because that's not an isolated incident, and neither was it an isolated incident when they had that text that Ted Cruz caught that sparked all those congressional hearings. So don't think for 1 second that when you find one incident that you can be sure that that's all there is. Because I found multiple, and it's not just with that. There's other things that I found that I included in my dossier that, and my reports with regards to Department of Health and Human Services in the state of Michigan. So there's some people that are going to have to answer for that. Social Security let me know. They did that in front of me. They also told me that if I lied about being married to James O'Keefe, I would go to jail, because they knew that he was being targeted by certain members of the FBI, and so was I. They wrongfully took my daughter, targeting James. I don't have anything to do with what James does. What I do is independent. It has him and I haven't, or the only connection me and him had was our marriage. I mean, I love my husband because God commands that. Okay? However long it takes for him to get to me, that makes no difference according to the word. And I had one of my followers yesterday while she was driving me home pound that into me. Tina, you know that you must follow the word no matter what. And she's absolutely right. So because of this, I have to stand firm where this is concerned. The other thing I want to talk about is the opioid epidemic. People are hollering that the opioid epidemic, which a lot of it is the pharma, big pharma, they're making billions of dollars purposely causing people to become addicted to things like Norco, Tramadol, all these. And it's not just the other painkillers. There's other medications that are being pushed on people, like blood pressure medicine. They're being pushed to purposely gain weight through our food system. So our food system, the people who make our foods and distribute them are in collusion with Big Pharma. They're giving you the medical problems necessary for you to need these medications. They're just not saying it. So when they serve you food that has bleached flour in it, bleached sugar, all these carbonated products with all these high corn syrup additives and these GMOs, they are helping Big Pharma to kill us. This is not an isolated incident. You've got company after company after company. When you read their labels, you can see it so. When you go into other countries, you will see our products are not welcome there because of this, which should be a red flag and an eye-opener to everybody in America. I'm telling you this because this is not the only cause that we've got going on with regards to persecution with our country. We've got so much more. Using the word gay is another one. The one thing everyone agrees about is that we should not use the word gay for same sex, because it's it's in the name of the first tribe of America from the tribe of Gad, which is called the tribe of Gay Head, which means the tribe of happy husbands. The second tribe is the Mashpee tribe, and my bloodline goes through both of those. I have been told, because I am full-blooded Native American, I'm one of the people who has a right to talk about this stuff because it's offensive to us, and this is our land. We allowed people to come here to get free from persecution. How dare you come to our country? As a Native American, I have a right to speak on this. If you are an immigrant, you have nothing to say about it. Period. End of discussion. If you come here seeking asylum and you started persecuting us by selling liquor in public establishments, as well as serving and mass producing these foods, then we as a nation want you gone. As a full-blooded indigenous, I have a right to speak. So those of you who are here as guests, and that's how we look at you, if you, now again, don't get me misunderstood, if you have a drop of indigenous blood, you belong to us, as far as we're concerned. However, the minute you start trampling on the oath that you swore when you became a U.S. citizen, we have the right to exile you. We don't have to take that crap here, and we're not supposed to. Everybody agrees with that. Not one or two people or a small little group. Even people with the big money and the elites agree with that. If you don't like what's going on here, you're not welcome to take our country over. Go back where you came from. I love to see culture diversity. I love to learn about other cultures, and a lot of people know me for that, okay? Which is one of the reasons I have a problem. I don't want to step on anybody's toes or offend anybody. However, there comes a point when people are coming into our country trying to take over, and that offends us. When you agree to assimilate as part of agreement, when you swear that oath to become a U.S. citizen, you agree to assimilate with the natives, not with the colonists. So I want to see everybody's feathers. Where's your feathers at? Where's your Bibles? Because that's what natives do. We are spiritual people, and we believe in the word. That is why Abraham Clark, my ancestor, wrote in the Constitution that we demand anybody who comes into our country to assimilate. Not with the colonists, with the Native Americans. Let that resonate. Because if you are not full-blooded Native American, then you have no right to speak on this. You're a guest, as far as we are concerned. And again, I love all of our guests, but I want you to respect me the same way you're supposed to respect me when you enter the doors of my home. Because when you came into my country, you came to my home. So remember that when you walk your day to day. This is positive change that we're looking for. Again, everybody agrees with what I'm talking about and with what I wrote in my dossier. Number 3, this is the most important to me. The person that talked to me about this with regards to follow the law, well, the rule of law where God's concerned. She herself has an issue in my eyes because she has no compassion. We accept all sinners so that everybody can be healed. It doesn't matter your sin. No sin is better or worse than the other. So when you commit a sin like same sex, because God's specific about this, you are not allowed to lay down with somebody of the same sex. I can't control what you do. So what I try to do is say, I accept you regardless of your sin. It's no different with adultery or stealing or lying. They're all sin. We as a church are supposed to invite everybody in, knowing people are sick and they need help with their sin. So stop casting people out and refusing people who are trying to get better. Even if they're not focused on fixing that, as far as same sex goes, you still have to teach them the rest of it. So living within the confines of marriage is an absolute must. I told her, I said, you'll find that most people that are same sex are usually bisexual and they sleep around, which is, that's the norm, which is part of the reason you try to counsel people. Because if you can at least get these guys to just have what they're doing, which is not okay, to do what they're doing with one person, you can at least stop them from spreading disease, which is something that people aren't talking about. You've got people that are bisexual who are sleeping with male and female, passing diseases back and forth. That's my purpose. I want to stop that, because once we get that stopped, we can do so much more. So listen to what I'm telling you. We accept all. It doesn't matter what your sin is. My purpose is to counsel. It's not to beat you like a dead horse about what you're doing wrong. And I love the counseling that people are coming to me with, because it's beautiful. Thank you. It tells me all of you are listening. And I'm so grateful for that. That really helps me know that when I speak and when I preach and teach, that people hear what I have to say. And it really, really is something that helps to encourage me. So remember, when you see me on the street and you watch my videos, it's okay to say, "Hi, Tina, how are you?" I love that. I love that people know who I am. That makes me feel better. It lets me know that people are listening. And I hope that all of you have a blessed and wonderful day. And for those of you who are at where I work out at, I'm not there today. I have a doctor's appointment, so I'm not missing because I'm playing hooky. I'm doing the right thing. With God's love. God bless America. Have a blessed day. Back to badge and support the Purple Gang.